Hello, y'all. All right, this is the hatch from the Maticoopx 38 incubator. We actually started off with 16 Benny eggs. 4 of them were no good on like day 6. They were all infertile. So I threw those out. We ended up with 12. Out of that 12, we hatched 10. 2 of those I was kind of questioning about anyway. So we ended up hatching 10 of them. Out of that 10, we had one little BB red that didn't make it. After the first night, it just wasn't acting right when I first put it in the incubator. Like its lungs wasn't developed right or something. It couldn't breathe good, and I said the next morning I found it gone. The rest of these are napping right now. Some of them are, but they're all actually good health. We mess around with them. They'll run around, play, and all that kind of stuff. They're only a day old, but the neighbor actually brought us 8 of her eggs. She's got like laying hens and stuff, Easter eggers, all that kind of stuff. All 8 of hers hatched. She just come over a few minutes ago and got it. I didn't get a video for her. She left with them. But all 8 of hers hatched out, so they're all doing great. And like I said, 10 of the 12 eggs that we put in hatched, but only 9 of them made it. Like I said, one of them died the first night. But anyway, I'll show you the process of reloading the incubator here in a minute. And from start to scratch, get everything started. We'll show you how to put it together, load it up, and get ready for the next batch. Be back with y'all in a little bit. Good morning, folks. Milk Money Mini Farm here again today. I've had a lot of questions about the incubators and all this. Everybody's emailing me and asking me. So I decided to go ahead and do a whole nother video of the process from A to Z. Setting it all up, loading the little trays and everything else. So I'm going to go ahead and get with it. I've already got the eggs laid out that I'm going to put in the incubator. This particular incubator will hold, I think it's 30 regular size eggs. That's why it's called the 30 egg, of course. And then it'll hold 40 Banny or Bantam eggs. So I've already got my BB red eggs and I've got the spangled eggs. I've already got them dated and all this stuff. That's my latest ones. Don't know if some of these will take or not, because like I said, they're back from the 25th and the day is February the 5th. So these are back from January 25th. They're a little bit older eggs, some of them are, but we're going to try it anyway. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to load these carts real quick. And I'm going to show you everything. Put the water in. It's a very simple process. People worry about it, overthink it. It's not that hard. So I showed you a video earlier. We end up, I think we had 8 of the neighbors' large eggs. All 8 of hers hatched. She come got them this morning. We had started off with 16 Bantam eggs, but some of those were not fertile. 4 of them weren't. So I threw those away, and then we ended up having 12 in the incubator. Out of that 12, I had 2 that I was kind of, after I kindled them, I was kind of about. I wasn't really sure. And those 2 did not hatch. The other 10 did. Out of those 10, we had 1 did not make it to the first night. It wasn't acting right when it came out of the incubator. So it just didn't make it. Of course, you're going to have that. Mother Nature's going to do her thing. But anyway, I'm going to show you real quick how to load these trays. Very simple. What you want to do is take the eggs. You have your biggest round part, and you have your pointy end, they always call it. So you look at the egg, you can tell the difference. And all you're going to do is just take them and put them in here, pointy side down. I kind of stagger them in here. Simple enough. I stagger them all the way up. The large eggs are going to fit just side by side. They'll stay up by themselves. They fit just fine. Anyway, these other ones, just kind of stagger them in there. You should be able to fit 8 of them. You still see, well, if I can get on camera. Uh-oh, almost dropped one of them. Close call. Be careful when you do this too, because trying to film and not paying attention, you can sure enough mess something up. So anyway, now as you can see, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. These little racks have the bottom pegs too. If you can see them on the bottom, the little deals, they'll actually sit, well, there it is. Sorry, I'm trying to do this backwards. They have the little pegs right here that help them set up. So once you actually load up your eggs, you can set them back down. They shouldn't tip over. So let's load your second one. I'm gonna go ahead and put these other ones in first. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we'll have one more. That'll be 8. All right, we got 8 of those in there. Let's go to the next one. There again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, I'm gonna load the rest of these trays real quick, the rest of the eggs. I'll be right back with you as soon as those loaded up. No sense in watching every one of them. I'll be right back with you. All right, folks, we got all those loaded up. Show them to you in a second. Let me go ahead and finish up on the rest of it. All right, in the kit, you're gonna have this little bar right here. Very, very simple. There's a little slot right here. The end of that bar, the little tab right here, will go in that slot, and it fits in the little grooves. Just that simple. And that's what you're actually the motor that's going to turn your turn your eggs. So when you get done, this is not something you got to do right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it to show you the process of it. You have your ports right here. You'll have number 1, and you'll have number 2. Number 2 is gonna have a little cap on it, and that's gonna be for your lockdown. When you have 3 days left, you'll take this cap here off and you'll fill it up with water. But right now, we only want to fill up port number 1. So you have to be careful with it though, because it will overfill and fill up your port number 2 inside if you're not careful. There's easier ways to do this. Egg basters, turkey basters and all that kind of stuff. I just use a regular Dr. Pepper bottle. Kind of fill it up. There you go, almost to the top, and that's simple enough. So now just this hole right here is full of water. This other stuff will be filled later on when you get it for lockdown. So now you'll have this little grate right here. That simply goes on top. You see the little groove, it fits in it. And then what you want to do, you have 2 ends of this. I know that sounds stupid, but you'll have one with just one little tab on it, and you have the other one that has 2 little tabs. The 2 tabs goes on this side. You see the little grooves down through here, all the way down through here. That's what they're going to sit in. Put one in there. The other one, make sure the bottom tab goes into the little slot on your little bar. And that's what's going to keep your eggs to turn. Set all those in there. That's simple. Just be careful you don't drop them. My hands like to fall asleep real fast for some reason. I'll drop things sometimes. There you go. Once all that's done, you're pretty much almost finished with the whole process. All you've got to do then is put your top on. Make sure it goes in little grooves. You got a little groove here, one on the back. And then you'll have another little plug that goes to the turner. There's plugs on the back, one for your AC and one for the turner. If I can get back here and see it. Plug that turner in. Now, your little vent on top, you'll need to control it, but right now you want to leave it halfway. Watch your humidity on top. It'll tell you want to keep it around between 50 to 55% humidity for right now. Your temperature, I'll take mine up to 100.5. Some people say 99.5. I've got this incubator over here. It's the Nurture Right 360. It's actually set on 99.5 right now. They're doing real good according to the candling. This one over here was just hatched out and it was on 100.5. So just somewhere in that vicinity, but make sure your humidity is around 50 to 55. Like I said, you control that by the little vent. Of course, if you close the vent, you're going to raise your humidity. The further you open your vent, your humidity will go down. So you want to keep it about halfway. Now, I'll get back into it on the later in the videos later on, but on your lockdown, you will fill number 2 port and number 1 port all the way up, and you will open this vent all the way up. That should raise your humidity up to around 70. Do not open your incubator anymore until the eggs hatch and the babies are actually, dry and ready to come out. If you open it up, try to play with them beforehand or get 1 or 2 of them out, while the rest of them are still hatching, you could risk the rest of them, not making it. So just leave it alone. Now, to check your eggs to make sure they're not going to fall on this, and that, and that, what you can do is on the top right here, you'll have your plus and minus, your temperature deal, and your day. What you want to do is push your plus button. I'm going to set it over here so you can actually see it. But if you hit your plus button by itself, it's going to roll those eggs for you. You want to roll it back and forth a couple of times to make sure the eggs are okay. Well, anyway, you want to make sure the eggs are not going to like tumble out or any of that. So everything's good on that. It turns it. Everything's great. Put your lid back on it. And you are now pretty much ready to go. Just make sure you check your days. Alright, so once you get done with all your rest of your stuff, you get your incubator put back together, everything's done, your vent's halfway, you have to make sure you set your days on here. How you do that, it tells you right on top everything you need to do. So on the day, you hold down your day and your minus together. And there it is. It's ready to go. Your little egg turner symbol is up. That means the egg turner is ready to roll. If you want to check it one more time, you'll hit your plus again. It rolls it back and forth one way and the other way. This way you make sure your eggs are fine. They're not going to go anywhere. And there you go. That's all set up. Now if you want to take your eggs back in the middle to start off with, just hit your plus button, and when it starts, hit it one more time. Oh, sorry. Hit it one more time. If it gets in the middle, just hit it again and it stops. Now it'll start from this position. It'll roll your eggs. I think it's every 6 hours. It'll roll them one way. 6 hours it'll roll them the other way. 6 hours roll them back. There's this whole process all the way through until you stop it. On your last 3 days, what you're going to do is take your top off, take your trays out, take your little bar, leave it where it's at. You have the little groove I told you about. The eggshells will get in that little groove, and it's hard to get in there without taking it completely apart. You don't want to take it completely apart. So what you do is leave a bar right there. Take all your eggs out. You're going to lay them out in the incubator, just wherever you are, space them out. And like I said, you'll fill up port 1, port 2, all the way. You'll take your vent, open it all the way up, and put your top back on it, and you're going to leave it alone. Don't mess with it. My wife wanted to keep messing with the babies and seeing them. That's why I like the little glass tops. You can still see them without getting in there and actually trying to touch them. She kept wanting to help them out of the shell. Don't do that unless it's absolutely necessary. If you got one that's been struggling for a couple of days, you might want to help him out of the shell. Other than that, Mother Nature has taught him to come out of that shell. It's been done for hundreds and thousands of how many years. So you're good to go. Just leave them alone. Let them do their own thing. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, the nurture right is in, check it real quick. It is on it's at 9 days left. So we'll start doing it there. I'll do a time lapse on it when it gets closer, and we put it on lockdown. We'll do a time lapse on it. But any questions on this one? I'm sure I've probably missed something. Not really sure, but like I said, it tells you on top right here. It's very simple instruction. Temperature settings, if you want to set your temperature anymore, hit your temperature button, hold it down, and once it goes, you can turn it up to whatever you want to turn it up to, 105. Hit temp again, and now it's set. The days are already set, 21 days. You can, if you have ducks or pheasants, pigeons, or anything else, they have different days. Like pigeons are 18 days. I'm not sure about the pheasants, quails, and all that. I don't raise those. Check in there, and you'd actually see how many days. You set your days to that. Follow those directions. Like I said, if you need to test the eggs, I don't do that very much. But hit your plus button, it rolls the eggs back and forth, test those. And then, like I said, you first put them in to reset your days to day 21. This is automatically set up for chickens pretty much. It goes 99.5, and it's set up for 21 days. Now your humidity is whatever you set it on with this little dial right here, the little vent. So the factory can't control that. It's whatever you set it on. And like I said, you got to kind of mess with it and get it turned your way. Other than that, I don't really know of anything else. If you think of any questions, feel free to ask. If I don't know, I will find out, or find somebody that can find out at least. I will get you the answer to your question the best I can. Other than that, I really don't know. Y'all have a good day, and we'll see y'all as this thing progresses. I'll get back with you and show you a bit more and more and more, make a longer video of what you got to do. So y'all have a good day.